name is Migleori, and I live at 20 de Gospel Park. Once again, I stand before you today motivated by my unbearable My name is Migleori, and I live at 20 de Gospel Park. Once again, I stand before you today motivated by my unbearable compassion for all human suffering, engaging in the opportunity to change the atrocities of a multitude of social and economic injustices. I acknowledge that this council performs the needed and necessary functions of local government, and while these concerns are noteworthy, many of the objectives of the Occupy movement transcends far beyond those parameters. We have entrusted our elected members of Congress with the well-being of the people. That trust has been broken. I could probably stand here and easily cast shame and condemnation upon those who continue to justify human indignity. However, I realize that no one has ever received my cooperation using those tactics, so a certain amount of restraint is necessary despite my personal perceptions. But the truth is still the truth. Those who have distorted this mockery of a pretentious democracy have basked in the sunshine of paradise far too long, as far too many have been condemned to wallow in the muck of the pigsty. The financial predators have had their time for a long season as the wolf continued to prey on the sheep one by one. When I chose to align myself with the Occupy movement, I fully expected to be maced, beaten and clubbed, drug off in over-tightened handcuffs and thrown into a cage, knowing full well that the day I was released I would immediately return to the park, time and time again, at all cost. This would be the cross that I must bear. In 1962, John F. Kennedy said, "Those who make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable." I am one of many who have dedicated and placed their lives on the front line to institute an evolving ideology for the mutual benefit of all. For those who seek the comfort of inaction within the gray area, know that you are already standing ankle deep in a flash flood with no end in sight to the storm clouds on the horizon. To those who stand in opposition to that of which I speak, you must now forge much stronger shields and resharpen your swords, for the pressure and wrath of the people increases upon you. The military henchmen of the elite's death machine that seek to destroy us will never silence the eternal quest for basic human needs to be met as a birthright for all. Our surrender is not an option here. There is too much at stake. And I will never place my grandchildren into the firestorm that approaches ever so quickly. From this day forward, we must rise among a legion of patriots who will no longer permit inhumane manifestations to continue into oblivion. For this greatest cause, I offer my life. So I ask, what sacrifices are you willing to make? Would you dare to balk at the waving of a somewhat questionable city ordinance when the quality of life for countless millions of people hangs in the balance? Eventually this will happen one way or the other. Let not any bloodshed be upon your hands, for your children and your children's children will also be consumed by the fire of inequity. The clock is ticking. Thank you.
Jennifer Rawson, followed by John McLean. My name is Jennifer Rawson. I live at